Hello everybody, welcome with another video and quick and easy tech channel. Today we are going to talk about part 13, how to split rows from single flat file TXT, CSV or Excel files to multiple files based on given number of rows using for loop only. This is gonna apply only for loop only, not for each loop, because we know how many times we want to loop. Let's go back and let's say we have one file, customers file, and I have 12 rows, and then I want to have, for example, I want to have multiple files, and each file has 2 rows only. So since I have 12 rows, so I'm gonna have 6 files. Each file has 2 rows. I'm gonna do that. Let's go back to Visual Studio, and then we're gonna create a new package. Right click on SSIS packages and then create a new package. We're just gonna call it those. Alright, so we're just gonna call it part 10 split multiple single file to multiple files. Alright, so what we have to do here, every time you want to load a data, you want to load rows, or to the we are not loading the data, we just need to get the row number. We need to first we need to go, let's go to a toolbar. Hold on a second. So just gonna, in the white panel, just right click and get the SSIS toolbox. So we're gonna drag and drop the 4 data flow task inside the control flow. Just zoom in a little bit. So what do we have to do here? We need to get the row counts. We need to know how many rows in each file. We are going to do this dynamically, so we need to know how many rows in this file. So back again to Visual Studio, double click, and since we have a flat file, so we're gonna get the flat file source. Drag and drop flat file source here, and then after that, just we have to configure it. Double click on it, and then you're gonna navigate to the destination, to the search file. Click on new. We don't have a connection yet. We're just gonna rename. We're gonna rename it flat file. Let's say flat files. Get row count, total rows connection. So then we're going to navigate to the proper destination. So the easiest way, just copy the path, and then back here, browse, and then we're just going to paste it, this section, and then just double click on the file, customer. Column names in the first data row. Yes, we do have a column names. The first row, it's a column names. So I'll just close this down. So back again here, and then make sure you have the limited for the format, just columns, advanced. We're not doing nothing here, not changing the data type, we're not doing anything. If you want, just preview the columns. We got 12 columns. Click OK. Retain null values from the source. Yes, we're not interested in even, but let's just go back. So this is going to give us a null, just in case if you have for example, if you don't have this tool error, you have only space, and will give us a null instead of having a space, like an empty space. We can have like a null value. So back again here, just preview it if you want. Everything is good. Columns, we're not doing nothing here. So back again. So now we need to how we're gonna get the rows. How we're gonna get the row count from here? We need to get the row count transformation. Go back to common, and then we're gonna get the row count connected, and then double click on the row count, and we don't have a variable yet. We need to have some kind of integer like a placeholder integer to hold the row count. So right click on the white pane, variable, we're going to create a new variable, we're going to call it a row count, we're going to call it a total row count. So the data type will be integer, doesn't matter if you want to have 16, 32 or 64, just choose any one of them, the value will be 0. And then back again, double click on the row count, and then you're going to assign the variable to the total row count. So now we have saved the row count in row count the transformation. Just run it just in case we don't have errors or any problem. Everything is good. So now what do we have to do? We need to loop. Since we have one file, we need to loop through all the rows. So since we have 12, I want to have 2 rows in each file, so that means I need to have 6 files. So in this, since I want to have a 6 file, so I know how many times I want to loop. I'm not going to use a for each loop because you're going to use the for each loop if you don't know how many times you want to loop. But I want to use the for loop only because I want to loop 6 times only. So drag and drop the for loop container, and then you're going to just connect the data flow task to for each loop container. We're going to double click on for each container to configure it, and then for the initialization expression, evaluation expression, and assigned expression, we want to start from 0, but we want to assign it to the variable. Back again to a variable, we're gonna create something called count. Also, hold on guys. So okay, let's just create a count, a variable called count, will be integer. We're gonna have it 0. Double click on it. We're gonna start from 0. We're gonna assign the variable count equal to 0. We want to start from 0. So here in this section, what do we have to do here? The evaluation expression, how many times you want to loop? We want to loop 6 times. How are we gonna do that? Are we gonna count? Are we gonna loop like this? A count supposed to be less than 6. We don't want to hard code the 6 because probably in the future you wanna loop 3 times, 4 times. I wanna have like 5 rows in each table. We don't want to hard code it. We'll have to create a new variable. We're gonna call it end count here. Let's go back again, cancel it again, and then right click on variable, and then we're gonna have something called end count. We're just gonna call it end count. So the end count will be a variable, but the end count will be what? So let's just open a file, text file here. Since I have 12 rows, right? 12 rows, and then I want to have 2 rows in each file, right? So I'm gonna have total of 6 files, right? I have 12 rows in one file. I need to have 2 rows in each file, so I'm gonna have a 6 file. So the 12 rows, we already named it, this variable total row count. So the total row count will be the total row count will give us 12 rows. We have 12 rows in each file, and the 2 rows in each file, this is the given rows. So we're gonna call this, we're gonna create a new variable. We're gonna call it split row, and then for the 6 files, we're gonna call this. So the 6 files will be what? So the 6 files will be we need to have 6 files. It's gonna be, we're just gonna call, also gonna be name it end count. So the end count will be what? Will be the total count divided by the split count, right? And that will give us what? Gonna give us 6 files. It's gonna give us 6, because if you multiply, if you divided by, if you have 12 divided by 2, we're gonna have 6, total of 6, right? So the end count will be the total count, which is 12 divided by the split count 2 will give us 6. Just in case in the future, if you wanna, like if you wanna have 5, you're gonna, so this is will automatically calculate it. We're gonna have like a 12 divided by 5. So total count, just if you're not confusing, total count will be the total count. We already set it and we assign it to the variable in a row count. And the split count, we're gonna create a new variable. That's for the giving. How many times you wanna, how many rows you want in each file, and the end count will be the total count be divided by the split count. But now we have to create, I forgot to create the split count. Back again here on a variable, and then create split count. So the split count will be integer also. Here you can type 5, 6, 10, 11, any numbers you want. It depends, like, okay, we want to loop, we want to have, since we need to have 2 files in each, 2 rows in each file, we're gonna have 2, let's say. So what's gonna happen? So the end count, we're gonna do expression here. The end count, we need to have the total rows divided by the split rows. The end count, back again here, and click on the expression, and then we're gonna build the expression. We're gonna have the total rows divided by the split rows here. So because we have 0, so we're going to loop, the value is going to change, to keep changing. So the total rows divided by the split rows. So click OK, and now back again to for each loop container, we're just going to set this again. We're going to have a variable. We already create a variable called count equal to 0, and then here for the evaluation, we want to have the count less than what? Less than the end count. Why we wanted that? Because we know, okay, so you remember I told you you can just hard code it. You can just type 6. You want to loop 6 times. We don't want to hard code it. So here, sorry, so what's gonna happen here? We're gonna start from 0, right? We are starting from 0, right? Since we have 12 rows, we need to loop 6 times. So what's gonna happen? You're gonna loop. You're gonna have the first file will be 0, the second file will be 1, and then 3, then 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's gonna stops at 6. Stops at 6 here. So you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 numbers here. You got 6 numbers here. So what's gonna happen here? So the count is gonna start from 0, and then it's gonna loop through until get less than 6, and then it's gonna stop. It's not gonna be equal. Don't add here less than or equal to, just less than end count. We want to stop at 6. We're gonna start from 0 and stops at 6. So I'm sorry, we're gonna stop at 5 here. We're gonna stop at 5. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why. So back again here, and then we want to increment. What do you want to increment? We want to increment by 1. So we're gonna have count is gonna be sorry. So we're gonna have the count here is gonna be equal to the variable count plus 1. We want to increment by 1. So we're okay now. Click OK. We set the for each loop container now. If you want to run it, it's not gonna do anything. Okay, everything is fine here. So now what do we have to do now? Now we have to get another data container, data flow task. Data flow task, again, drag and drop. This is the second job. Let's just name the first one. We're gonna call it the data flow task. Get total row count. Okay, so now this data flow task, we will get, it's gonna be split. Sorry, 1 second. Split files. Split the flat file. So double click on data flow task. What we have to do now? We have to back again, drag and drop the data flow the flat file source here. We're gonna navigate again to the file. So what are you gonna do here? Double click on data flow. I don't want to use the same connections. You're gonna create a new connection, and then I'm gonna rename it here. I'm gonna call it flat file. I'm gonna call it split. The split source, and then it's gonna be connection. All right, so navigate to the file. We get the file here, and then the column names in the first row, yes. Format delimited, yes. Columns, we have the columns 12. We have 12 rows. Advanced, we're not changing no data type. Preview it, click OK. Retain nulls and columns. Everything is mapped. Just click OK. So now what do we have to do? Now we have to assign some kind of row number. We need to get the component. We need to get the script components here. Just choose the transformation and then try to connect it and double click on the component. And now we have to create a new columns. So the new columns, because you going to use the conditional split, and the conditional split, we're gonna have a two outputs, one for the final split and then one for the leftover. Because, for example, here, since you have 12 files, right? So I want to divide, let's say I want to divide this by 5. So I'm gonna have 2 files. So this is gonna be the first file, and this is gonna be the second file, right? The second file. What about the 2 rows? Where this is gonna go? I'm gonna have a new output destination to save the leftover, the modulus, the remainder of the rows, because I've been trying all day to assign the default of the conditional split, but didn't work for me. So I created a new expression. I'm gonna show you why. So we're just gonna get assigned. We're gonna have new columns. Double click on the script component, inputs and outputs, and then outputs. Expand it. Click on the output columns, and then we're gonna add the new columns here. We're gonna call it a row number. It's gonna be the 4x integer. Just click on it, and then back again to the script. We're gonna do some kind of script. If you want to use Visual Basic or C#, I'm gonna stick with C#. Edit script, and then what we have to do, we're gonna create. We're gonna assign a variable, and we're gonna have an access modifier. We're gonna have a private. So down here under the class. Yeah, you need to get if you have. I'm gonna have like a private access modifier, private. So I'm gonna assign the data type to integer, and then I'm gonna have let's say I'm gonna have let's say, and I'm gonna assign it to like 2-letter RN double column. That is gonna be the integer. That's for the B. That's is gonna be that's gonna be the row count. I'm gonna assign it to 1. So a semicolon. We're done with that. So now what do we have to do now? Go down again before the public override, and then add your code here before the closed parentheses. Just have another expression here. I mean another script. We're gonna have a row dot. If you click dot, we're gonna get this is gonna bring us the new column we just created, which is the row number. And then we're gonna assign it to the new access modifier variable we just created. Semicolon, the one we just created here, private. What is it? Here you go, private integer. That's the private variable just created. And then click enter. We want to increment by 1. You can have we're just gonna have plus plus. This is mean like increments by 1. So now just build it, make sure everything is good. Build succeeded, save it, and then just close it, and OK, click OK. So now the next mission will be the conditional split. We're gonna have a conditional split down here. So drag and drop the conditional split here and then connect it. So now we're gonna build some kind of expression in conditional split. Double click on the conditional split, and now what we have to do, I already have, guys, I spent almost like 24 hours just to build that expression. So I already saved it. So let me show you, just copy. I'm gonna provide this the expression in description if you want to have it. If you want, okay, so double click and then just paste this expression, maximize it, and then this expression, this kind of expression will evaluate the raw count and count, and then this is gonna give us the 6. So we're just gonna call this the split it rows. And now I have been trying to click OK, and then since I'm going to bring 2 different destination, because you want to have the flat file, you want to have one destination for the files and one for the leftover. Because what about, since I have even numbers, right? I have 12, and then I'm going to divide it. I'm going to divide the 12 by 6. I'm going to divide the 12 by 6, right? Let's say I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to have 6. What about if I'm going to have 5 here? So I'm going to have 2 files. So the 2 files is going to go this way, which is each file is going to contain 5, and then I'm going to have the 2 leftover rows. If you assign it to the output to the conditional split default, it's not going to come out. Believe me, it's not going to come out. So I came up with another expression for the leftover, which is this one here. This is going to help us. I've been trying like 24 hours to get this done. So paste it. I'm going to provide again the expression on the description video. So I'm going to call this leftover rows, right? So the leftover rows, click OK, and then this is okay. So that's so we're gonna create a destination here. So we're just gonna connect. We're gonna call this flat file. Just gonna give it a name, a proper name. Gonna be flat file splitted rows destination. All right. So now we're just gonna copy this again. We're gonna rename the same with the connection manager. We're gonna connect it, and this output we're gonna use the splitted rows. Double click it, and then we're gonna create a new connection. We're gonna it's gonna be the limited, and then we're gonna rename the connection manager flat file split rows, same name. And then for the destination, you want to create a new I'm going to create a new destination. I don't want to have my destination. I'm going to have my new destination here. I'm going to call it splitted rows here. Just provide any name because we're going to use the expression on the connection manager. Just provide any name you want so far. It's not gonna do anything. So make sure you have the column names in the first row, name row, first data row. The limited columns, advanced. We're not interested in not doing the data type conversion here. Preview it. Maps. Everything is maps here. Click OK, and then we're gonna assign. Okay, we're just gonna rename this destination. We're gonna call it again flat file leftover destination, leftover rows. Okay, we're just gonna copy the name, and then we're gonna connect it again with a conditional split, and then we're going to choose the leftover this time. Double click in new connection, delimited, yes, paste it. So now let's say I want to have a different folder destination, left over rows here. Let's say this one. Just create any name. We're going to have a dynamic name. Column names in first data row, yes. Column, advanced, and okay here. Maps, everything is mapped. So click OK. So what's gonna happen here? We're gonna have a problem with the destination. So what's gonna happen here? Let's just go back again to the files. So I got the leftover rows, and then the split row. So let's go back here and see what we're gonna do. So run the package, execute the package. You see that? So everything runs successfully. Since we are just gonna go variable, so I have since I have 12 rows and I want to divide this 12 rows by 5, so the 5 rows go this way, and I have left over, I have 10 rows go this way, 5 rows each file, so I have 10 files, each file have 5 rows, and then I had 2 rows left over go this way. Let me show you back again, split rows, double click, I have here, that's the split rows. You know why I don't have, okay, let me show you, let me go back again, let me show you what's going on here. So the leftover, we have 2 rows only. So the file picked, the first file is supposed to be from 1 to 5, and the second file is supposed to be from 6 to 10, and that's the leftover. Do you know why the split rows are supposed to have 2 files here? That's the second file from 6 to 10, but where is the first file from 1 to 5? You know why? Because it's overwritten. So the first file for the first 5 rows from 1 to 5, it's got here, and then because I didn't set the destination connection string, and then overwritten over the second file. So what do you have to do here? Just click delete it, back again here, delete it, back again here to Visual Studio. What do you have to do? Stop the package, and then we're gonna set. We got nothing to do with the source anymore. We are interested in only the destination, the split destination. that's the split file destination. If you click on it, it says flat file split rows destination. Double click on it, right click and then choose properties, and then we're going to set the destination expression here, connection string, and then expression. We want to build expression here for the destination. I don't want to hard code again. This is going to be dynamic. I do not want to have a hard coded a path. I want to have variable, because someone is probably in the future you're going to move the file path. Someone is going to move it, or you're going to move it. I want to have it dynamic. So what we have to do, cancel it. The same thing with the leftover rows. So I'm going to have created two different variables. So the first variable, I'm going to call it split rows destination path. All right, and then I'm going to paste it here. Sorry, the data type will be string. It's not single, I mean string. And then just going to paste it, and then I'm going to have a second destination path for leftover. Let's say destination. Path. I'm gonna have the data type will be string again, and then we're gonna get the path. Split rows leftover. Copy the path here, and then paste it in this section. So now go back again to the split rows destination expression. Click on the expression, and then the property. Choose the connection string expression. We're going to build the expression here. Double click. So the file path is going to be the split rows destination a plus. You need to have the backslash, double quote, backslash, double quote. That's going to give us one single backslash in this section. Look, and then plus. I want to add a name. I want to add just a name, just like a regular name. I'm going to call it like a customers. Okay, I want to have underscore, a double quote, and then what do you want? That's it, just the customers. But how many customers you want to have? Because you're gonna have a problem with the name also. So what do we have to do here? Plus we're gonna get a count. Or you can get a get date here. You can have a get date. You can have a date. Let's say I'm gonna get a get date. Open parentheses, close parentheses. We're gonna have a problem with the data conversion here. So what do we have to do? We have to convert the data to string. So what we have to do, we're gonna convert it to the non-Unicode string. Close open parentheses. We're gonna get dt str, and then we're gonna have the length is gonna be 50, and then the code page will be 1252. So expression, we got the customers and the daytime. I'm gonna show you what's that I mean. How I got this data type. Go to the typecast. See that's non-Unicode string. That's the length, the character length, and that's the code page 1252. If you don't know what's 1252 and NSI, go to Google and you're gonna see that. So expression we done. Now the most important part, you have to add the extension, double quote, and then .txt, double quote. If you don't add it, you're gonna have a problem with the extension. So we got it now. Click OK. Click OK. The same thing with the destination. We want to have a name in this destination, leftover destination, connection string. We're gonna build some kind of expression here, but the destination is gonna be, even if you have 100 rows, 100 files, or million files, we're gonna have only one leftover file only. We're not gonna have a multiple. So leftover destination here, and then double open plus double quote backslash double quote, and then plus. We're gonna call it again left, let's say over customers, leftover customers. That's it. And then we're gonna have you wanna add the daytime. So plus don't forget the extension dot TXT double quote. Click OK. Click OK. Look what's gonna happen here. Go back to the files. I don't have files in leftover rows, split rows. I don't have nothing here. Back again. Okay, so now I have since I have 12 rows here. I want to divide it by 6, right? I want to divide it by 2. Sorry. So I'm going to divide it by 2. Let's say I'm going to divide it by 2. So I'm going to have 6 files. I'm not going to have nothing here. Run the package, execute the package. See that? The connection. That's the connection path. Okay. Okay, let me have to get the validation first here. So just run again, and then the validation because of the data time. Because of the date time. You know why? Because if you go back here, like for example, you want to name any files. Let's say you're gonna name this file here. Like for example, you got numbers here. You want to add a colon and semicolon. So you're gonna add a colon, right? Click OK. It's okay. What about the colon? Not the semicolon. Colon. See that? Didn't let you add the semicolon. I mean the colon. Only the semicolon. So you can have multiple colon, but you can have multiple semicolon, but you cannot have not even one colon. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the colon. A colon. This is a semicolon. That's a colon. This is okay. This is not okay. If you want to name a file or a folder, that's why it gives us a data validation problem here. So what do you have to do here? I can create a connection. I can get the substring and the replace. What I have to do here, I can get okay, let's click on this. I can remove the 2 semicolons. I'm gonna do that. What I'm gonna do, back here before the typecasted daytime, click on add replace, open parentheses, and then at the end of the get date, comma. You want to replace what? Double quote. I want to replace the colon. You just add a colon here. Sorry, a colon, and then double quote. You want to replace it with what? I want to replace it with let's say nothing, just nothing. I don't want to add nothing, and then close parentheses. See that? I'm gonna get rid of those colons here. See that? I got rid of them. I should, okay, now if you want, I can add space here between. I'm gonna go again. I'm gonna add a replace. Again, open parentheses and go to the end, and then I want a comma, double quote, and then space, double quote. You want to replace the space with what? Double quote with underscore, and then double quote, and then close parentheses. You see that? Let me show you how I did this. Back again here. See that? So I got rid of the colon and the space. I got rid of the colon, and then I got rid of the space also. No colon, no space, and then I added the underscore. So we should okay now. We should good to go. Click OK. Click OK now. Run. So you're gonna go back again. Make sure we don't have nothing in the files here. It's empty, and then back to Visual Studio, and then run the package, and look what's gonna happen now. they look like good news. You see that we have 2 rows here, we got nothing left here. Why? Because we have 12 rows, and then we need to have each file 2 rows. You can change this. So we're supposed to have, we don't have nothing left over. We got 6 files here, each file have 2 rows. So back again to split file. See that I have all the names here. I got the first, let's go open that's the first row, the second row, 2 rows, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? Let's go back to the, let's just remove those. Go back to leftover rows. I should not have nothing here, nothing. See that? But for example, let's just go back again, and then let's just stop the package, and then let's just change this to, let's say 7. Since I have 12 rows here, so I'm going to have 7 the first file, and the second file I cannot have the second file, so because it's not enough, so I'm gonna have the leftover rows. I'm gonna have 5 leftover rows here. Back again, run the package. You see that? I got 7 and have left over 5 rows here. Back again, split rows. I got 7 here. I have 5. See, that's 5 rows here. Just one more thing, guys. If you don't want to have the row count, the row number here, you don't want it. You want to get rid of those. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna get rid of you get just remove the row number columns, like column, if you don't want to have it. So what to do here? Back again to Visual Studio, stop the package, and then double click on the containers. No, sorry. Double click on the destination connection. So that's the destination connection, and then back to columns. Advanced here. Click on the row number, and then you can delete it. You're gonna delete it. You're gonna do the same way here with the leftover. This is for the split rows, and then the same way with the leftover connection. Double click on the connection, and then advance, remove the date time. So now what's gonna happen, if you maps again, we don't have the columns again, we don't have it. The row number, we don't have it again. We should not have it anymore. Execute the package. Same thing here, look, we don't have. So back again here, we don't have the row number anymore. We're done. Let me show you one more thing also. I know this video takes too long, but believe me, I spend a lot of time just to overcome all the problems. So let's say I want to add, let's say I have 12 rows. I want to have like 11 rows here. Each file, I'm gonna have one file, 11 rows, and I'm supposed to have one row go to this section. Start. $11 rows and 1 rows this side. Okay, I got 11 here, and then I'm supposed to have 1. That's 1. One more thing, guys. If you want to have the Excel or the flat file connection is so easy. Let's say with a CSV file, we have so we got the TXT file. We want to have CSV file. What are you gonna do here? The same way, flat file source. You're gonna bring the flat file source, and then we're gonna bring the flat file source. What are you gonna do here? You're just gonna map on the CSV file. Choose the CSV file, and then select the CSV file. And the same way with the destination. Drag and drop the destination, and then drag it this way, and then drag the second one here. Double click on it, and then if you wanna create a new destination, it's gonna be delimited. Click OK, and then you can just navigate to the CSV file. You're gonna have a CSV file, just name it. That's for the destination. So now just remove it, and then for the and the same way you can just set that. If you, when you have the destination, you're gonna set not the source, you're gonna set the destination to a dynamic expression here. And then for the Excel file, you're just gonna drag and drop the Excel file here, Excel file source, double click on it, and then navigate to the Excel file. And then for the destination, the same way here. But for the destination, for the Excel file, when you right click on the expression on for the Excel file, you're not gonna, don't click on the connection string. You need to choose something called Excel file path, and then build your expression. And then I forgot, go back again to the first data flow task. Double click on it. When you have a get total rows, the same way here, you need to change the source. If you have a CSV file, get the CSV file, and then for the Excel, get the Excel file, and everything the same. Okay, so thank you very much guys, and have a nice day.